So today, Benjamin Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Israel, he spoke before a joint session of Congress about the dangers of any potential deals that involve allowing a nuclear program in Iran. It was a Churchill speech. This was a fantastic speech. He was polite. The only lie that Benjamin Netanyahu said was that you can't knock a good man down to Harry Reid, because he said Harry Reid was a good man. But, you know, it was really nice to see some actual real leadership coming out of that podium. Here are some of the best moments.
The second major concession creates an even greater danger, that Iran could get to the bomb by keeping the deal, because virtually all the restrictions on Iran's nuclear program will automatically expire in about a decade. Now, a decade may seem like a long time in political life, but it's the blink of an eye in the life of a nation. That's why this deal is so bad. It doesn't block Iran's path to the bomb, it paves Iran's path to the bomb. So why would anyone make this deal? Because they hope that Iran will change for the better in the coming years? Or they believe that the alternative to this deal is worse? Would Iran be less aggressive when sanctions are removed and its economy is stronger? If Iran is gobbling up 4 countries right now while it's under sanctions, how many more countries will Iran devour when sanctions are lifted? Would Iran fund less terrorism when it has mountains of cash with which to fund more terrorism? Why should Iran's radical regime change for the better when it can enjoy the best of both worlds? Stop threatening to annihilate my country, Israel, the one and only Jewish state.
It's powerful stuff, right? This is a speech of a leader. And he really believes that he was hitting a wall with the president. He didn't show up there. So he took to the airwaves of the United States Congress to say, don't make this deal. He didn't show up here as a political candidate. And I know that President Obama and the administration are all bent out of shape because they say, oh, this is political. I mean, granted, I guess, you know, it's political to have Netanyahu come over here as the Prime Minister of Israel because elections notwithstanding, he's still the Prime Minister of Israel. But apparently it's not political for the administration to send its operatives to have people that worked on the Obama campaign over in Israel campaigning, consulting, doing oppo stuff for Netanyahu's opponent? Really? Because that, to me, seems political. He was here as a leader. He was here as a leader of a country whose constituency is at risk with a horrible deal with Iran. That's why he was here. And he has every right to talk to a joint session of Congress, every single right. He didn't politicize this. Democrats, they could be seen either not applauding or they were tepidly applauding. They were in a weird spot. See, not many of them wield enough personal clout to openly defy the president, and also not a lot of them wield enough, you know, personal capital to actually disappoint the United States, the majority of which supports the alliance with Israel. You need to differentiate between the administration and the American people, because it's the administration who, for all intents and purposes, for all appearances, I don't see an alliance there. Now, for his part, the president views this as a complete takeover of his foreign policy. Well, somebody's got to, right? And this has people in the press, in the administration, and in the Democratic Party losing their ever-loving minds. Now, Democrats held an emergency briefing where they called Netanyahu a child. Seriously, not making this up. They told him to go home. They were practically lining up to kiss the president's ring by being the loudest critic of Netanyahu. Take this, for instance. This is Representative John Yarmouth from Kentucky, pretty much losing it.
This speech was straight out of the Dick Cheney playbook. This was fear-mongering at its ultimate. Phrases like essentially saying nuclear war is inevitable if this deal were to be accepted. This has been Prime Minister's pattern. He's gone to the UN and done the same thing.
Man, you got to leave it to him. They go to 3 knee-jerk reactions, right? It's either to Jews, or it's Bush, or it's Cheney. What the hell does Cheney have to do with this? Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, what does he have to do with this?